We have a caller on the line.
Okay, beautiful.
Bill, you're on Left, Right, and You.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, how you doing, Tim? Good. I have the answer to the Israeli question if you'd like to hear it. Yeah, Israelis have
Is this
only
my
lost
friend
four-
Bill? Is this my buddy Bill?
Yeah, I did.
Hi,
You
how are-
finally convinced me to call. I got the
Thank you, Bill.
Here's the
This is
answer
Bill.
to it, the Israeli. Yeah, it's you only have about 40 airplanes and 4 airports. Yeah, that in the country. So it's not, it's apples and oranges in terms of size of what we got. So that's the reason why the Israeli situation would not work here. Take all our airports and all our planes, and then compare that to the 40 that they have to screen airplanes a day, and that's a big difference. I heard that this morning.
I heard like 10 million people a year they fly.
Yeah, that's interesting, Bill. I could make that same argument why we shouldn't have this universal health care bill that just got jammed down our throat, because they like to take, Sweden or Switzerland and say how well it works in that small little country.
I'm just talking
That's
about the Israeli thing. I don't know why you're taking it to that point. I'm just
because it's funny how that argument's used one way, and one way the other way.
Would you let Bill talk, please?
I did let him talk. I just said it's a foolish argument. It's a foolish argument. I'm a union organizer?
No, I mean,
I'm a D-union organizer.
You're talking about health insurance. I don't understand that.
No, his argument is false.
I just happened to hear the discussion. I turned it 1410, and somebody asked about the Israelis, which is a great question. But that's the real answer. It's just not practical.
Well, I guess you would have to state that you have a
to the discussion. Okay.
But Bill, in some people's estimation, it's not doable.
That's the inference from it. Take the scale of Israeli with 4 airports. I'm repeating myself. And 40 airplanes.
That's okay.
That's what they have to do every day. Now take that to the number of airports of people we do. It's just not realistic.
Tony, what are you going to say?
Well, the argument assumes that it's been tried anywhere
Thank you, Bill.
of this size or significance. So you're making the assumption that it can't be done, when the reality is we don't know because it hasn't been attempted to be done on this scale and size. So, I don't hold anything true until we actually try it.
Thanks, Bill, for calling in. Yeah, no, I understand, but it's an economy of scales, and I guess. I didn't realize that they only had 4 airports, and I know that any given moment there's 5,000 airplanes in the air above the United States. That I do know. That I know for sure, but I don't know. I mean, I think you have a choice. If you don't want to fly, don't fly. I wouldn't be offended if somebody, searched me. It wouldn't bother me. I'm used to taking my shoes off now for the last 5 years. I'm sorry, Paul.
No.
I just said thanks, Bill, for calling in. I didn't know that. I thought Israel was bigger.
No.
Okay. But I know they haven't any. But that doesn't excuse. Why don't you just have an air marshal on each plane?
Yeah. It's funny, though. I was thinking about Israel. I was watching a Dennis Miller special on HBO last night.
I didn't see it.
And he was making fun of the fact that NASA's main goal is Muslim outreach. And Dennis Miller chimes in. He goes, the only way Muslims are going to be interested in space travel is if Israel takes up residency there. I just thought it was funny.
Is Dennis Miller Jewish? I don't even know.
No.
Okay, I didn't know if he was or wasn't.
He is just wonderful, wonderfully caustic, though. I enjoy Dennis Miller.
Well, he pops up on O'Reilly from time to time. I see him.
Every week. He has Miller time. Yeah.
Miller time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him on there. And I've been watching Anderson. Is it Anderson Cooper?
Mm-hmm.
I watch them all. I mean, I record all the shows, and I try to watch, at least see what's going on with the different shows. And it's just interesting how everybody has a different spin. Do we have another call, Dave? Oh, okay. Dave's just talking on the phone while we're talking.
Yeah. So I asked him to see if he could get us.
What do you want on pizza?
No, I was asking him if he could reach out to a possible guest who might have some more insight onto this, but we'll see if he calls back or not.
Okay, very good.
Moving along, because we don't want to spend our whole show discussing it. I think everyone knows my opinion on it.
You know what we forgot to talk about? Joe Walsh won. Yeah.
And this is not because Joel Walsh won. This is a Melissa Bean lost.
Where's
Applause.
The song? You don't have the song?
I don't have
He's looking
Unbelievable.
For a song.
He's usually teeing that up.
I was absolutely thrilled about that. And we have my dear friend that lives up that way, Oliver. He'll be referred to as Oliver. Was a big Melissa Bean fan. Should try to get him on the phone. No, I was just absolutely congratulations, Congressman-elect Walsh.
Yes.
We were very, very happy, and we're glad we did our little bit to help you. I don't know if we got you 300 votes.
Whatever we
You're a
did.
Big advocate of. And your friend Randy won?
Yes, Randy Ramey won. John Milner won.
Oh, Randy Hultgren.
Oh, Randy Hultgren. Yeah, that was a very nice win.
Me and
there
Paul
too.
had this little tiff where he kind of invited Randy to come on. We had Jason Plummer, and we had there you go.
There's a little Joe Walsh in the background. Yeah, but Randy Hultgren. Yeah.
So we have 11 Republican congressmen, I think, now. We have 11 Republican congressmen out of 19.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So what was the next issue you wanted to talk about?
You know, the front page is, once again, another police officer has been found. From the little bit I saw here, he was found slain in his SUV, which sounds sort of, I don't know, assassinated type of thing. I don't know. It's just, I guess this is breakdown, where all of a sudden, when we were kids, we sort of feared the police. We had respect for them.
Did you ever recall, do you remember that policeman, the mayor's bodyguard, earlier in the year, got shot out in front of his house in uniform?
He was cleaning his car.
Because you guys we all kind of grew up in the city to a certain degree. Do you ever remember somebody killing a policeman and not getting caught? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I never remember a policeman ever getting killed and them not catching the perpetrator.
Well, and it's just, why are people so, how did it get to the point where people are so emboldened that they will shoot police officers, known police officers? I mean, there was that one situation where, they were, all the police officers had responded to a shooting, and someone was sitting in a window shooting at them some more. And I guess this whole thing, it's terrible because this is a person. I should have read the article better. Obviously he's got family though, what have you. And this is a real person who's died. But on top of it, what has transpired in our society that police officers are now targets?
Well, you know what I think it is? I think a lot of it is this police superintendent, and we have a lot of friends that are Chicago policemen. I think this police superintendent just really broke the backs of policemen, and I don't think policemen are going out anymore and enforcing it. I mean, we were kids. There was, and Tony and I were talking about it. You had respect. You were fear.
Well, I think fear was a better way of putting it. But I think to your point, when cops died when we were younger, usually it was in the attempt to stop a crime in some way, shape, or form. These cops are being gunned down. This is not, like emboldened doesn't even describe it. You're walking up to a known entity and killing them. And, yeah, if law enforcement is not safe, then who is?
Yeah, just...
I know it's personal because your brother's a
Yeah, my
policeman.
brother works rapid response down in the Washington Park area. My uncle was a police commander. Your father was a police officer.
Here, just to kind of elaborate on this.
Sure.
Cop camera catches man trying to steal cop camera. It's in the Sun-Times today. Little Village man, the dubious distinction of being the first person to steal a Chicago Police Department pod camera. The evidence the police needed to bust him was captured on the same mounted pole. So,
all right, but that's like stupidity. That guy's going to show up on America's Stupidest Criminals. It shows up on what is it, Channel 73 on my cable network, True TV or something like that. But yeah, this whole thing.
Gio Martinez. So
yeah,
we have on there. So I was just looking at that. So.
Well, I guess I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, what is the breakdown? When I said back in the day, if we did something wrong or we were milling around, we were loitering, there's a good chance if we were at the wrong place or the wrong time, we're milling around in an alley, a cop's going to stop and they're probably going to frisk us and they're going to ask us a bunch of questions. And if they don't like the answer, they might give us a little bit of a what for. And you know what? Now, back then, if we go home and we tell our parents, oh, the police for no reason were harassing me, you know what? My mom grabs me by the collar and she just gives me a beat down worse than the cop could have given me. Now what happens is, the police, they're overstepping their boundaries. The ACLU, they're violating your civil rights. You shouldn't be treated like that. But we can be molested at airports.
Police lose their jobs, and that's, I think, what the problem is with Jody. We have to go to a break, I believe. Are we past 2? We got 2 minutes. No, when we were kids, I always said it before, you got kicked in the butt by the Mr. Zurkowski, and then you went home and told your parents, and your parents cracked you for that. Nowadays, they have Mr. Zurkowski gets arrested.
Yeah,
and then they sue Mr. Zurkowski for psychological damage to Johnny. It's crazy. It's crazy.
This whole society, we're being bred to be lazy victims. Lazy victims, rather than self-reliant Americans like we were brought up to be. And accountable. Like I said, I on more than one occasion, I should say on one occasion, I remember coming home and telling my mom that Sister Mary whatever hit me. And I say only one occasion, because she literally grabbed me by the collar and slapped me into next week. So I decided after that, I'm going to take one beating, whether it's from Sister Mary, whatever, the police, whoever it was. I wasn't going to go home and face it twice. And somewhere parents have lost the accountability. Now, I've raised 4 children, and I know that when someone tells me my kids were doing something, they might not have the whole fact. My kid might not be guilty of everything, but they're guilty of something. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is.
My mom would have asked, what did you do?
Yeah, that's what mine would have, too.
Yeah.
We got to go to break, I believe.
Yeah, and when we come back, Tim, I think I'd like you to elaborate a little bit on this healthcare reform, because I think that's really important. What just came out of the from Kathleen Sebelius.
We could talk for a while about that one.
I think that'd be a good topic to come back to.
We'll be right back, folks.